Greetings, I am Jabrilis Prime, leader of the Auto Nerds, and today, oh boy, I'm going to a topic that I've talked about in my very first video. Not first video, my second video. You know, the second video on this channel, when I was still doing it on the desk, was about the Daredevil TV show. It was a quick review of the first season, and I thought, hey, why not give you guys my thoughts about the characters? So I'm going to share my thoughts about Daredevil, Man Without Fear by Frank Miller and John Miller Jr. who did the art for this. Why not? Now this book right here, if you want to get into Daredevil or at least have a book explaining his origin story, this is the one you collect. I know Frank Miller is a controversial guy in the industry nowadays, but hey, credit where it's due. Back in the day when he still had some level of sanity, he wrote pretty good books. And he actually wrote Daredevil comics before working with DC to make Batman comics. So there's that. This is a 4-issue miniseries. But not 4 issues, it's a 5-issue miniseries. Collected in one big trade paperback, explaining the origin story of Matt Murdock and how he became the Man Without Fear, the devil of Hell's Kitchen. It shows his training with Stick. So there's that. Well, it doesn't really show it. Well, it shows it, but not fully shows it. You know what I mean. His friendship with Foggy Nelson, his will day one day with Elektra, and it takes a Spider-Man villain and turns him into Daredevil's main villain. Yeah, in case you don't know, or been living under a rock, or didn't pick up a comic book, or don't read comics, you can only watch the movies. The Kingpin isn't a spy. No, the Kingpin isn't a Daredevil villain. Well, he is, but when he was first created around like the 70s, I think that's when he was created. I looked it up. He was a Daredevil. No, he was a Spider-Man villain. It was this book right here. That Miller wrote, mind you, turned Wilson Fisk into an adversary of Matt Murdock, later retconning some things to make the Spider-Man adventures take place after the Daredevil encounters, which makes sense, lore-wise anyway. Daredevil is an adult, Spider-Man is a teenager, and the origin stories happen, so makes sense enough. Makes sense, right? I really start running stress for these videos. Anyway, what else can I say? The art is really nice. It's drawn by Johnny Miller Jr., which has a bit of a blocky art style, but it's really good. I'm gonna show you part from the book. This is from issue 5. It's Daredevil in his all-black costume beating up criminals with a metal pipe. They made the blood pink for some reason. Weird. Am I the only thing that the pink blood is a little weird? Right there. They have some really good artwork. Right here it's just I don't want to spoil, but let's just say this is someone important to Daredevil's origin beating up a guy. That's all I'm gonna say. And also changed something. In the Stan Lee origin story for the character, Daredevil's father, Jack Murdock, had the nickname of Battling Jack Murdock. But in here, you see in issue 4, issue 5, if I remember correctly, he went by the nickname of Jack the Devil Murdock when he's in the ring. Very nice twist. Oh, and there's this other thing here too. I'll just show this real quick. Yep, not you. Sorry, the trade also has like the script for the comic too, which I recommend buying the straight at the back if it's in stock in your local comic book shops, your online retailers, whatever. There it is. Up here. This 2-page spread right here. It shows Daredevil jumping off a building, and it transitions from his red and yellow outfit to his all red outfit with a letter D on his chest. With 2 D's, really. It's pretty fun. Nice transition, too. From the yellow outfit of Stan Lee era all the way to the red outfit, which was still part of the Lee era, but I feel like it's more prominent in these stories right here. I don't know, it's how I feel anyway. But yeah, these are my thoughts on Daredevil Man Without Fear, written by Frank Miller with art by John Miller Jr. I would, if you like the Daredevil Netflix show, and you want to buy some of the old comics again, really into the character, but don't want to buy the Epic collections, this is where you go, because to read Daredevil. Because the Epic collections, well, they collect from the very first appearance all the way to later on. This story was made in the 80s. And you have to buy like a whole bunch of Epic collections just for you to read this storyline in particular. But hey, I think, like I said, good book, good read. Even though it was written by a guy who is now a psychopath, practically lunatic and moronic dumbass. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Later, Natalio. Triple is Prime out, my friend.